So, find a comfortable position where you'd like to begin the practice. So, perhaps even lying down. That's not often you hear me say. So, in a Shavasana or in constructive rest pose, so with the legs bent, knees coming in towards each other, just to give our sacrum and lower back some rest. Feel the weight of your body pressing into the ground, contact points with the mat, with the earth, and give yourself a few moments to embody your body. So just to notice how you're feeling, any tight parts, any open parts, and just a general body scan for a few breaths. Releasing tension with each exhalation, letting go of stress, and just simply re-inhabiting your body and stepping into the present moment, breath by breath, observing, witnessing, and embracing the experience you're having, whether it's pleasurable or displeasurable. You're practicing equanimity at each step of the way, each moment of the practice, releasing the value judgment, remembering that this too shall pass. So the past doesn't matter, the future doesn't matter, but what we do have either control over or what we can fully experience is the present. So notice how your experience changes, evolves, breath by breath. Notice the rhythm of your breath, just natural as it flows. For now, without trying to change anything about it, becoming aware of the pattern. And take stock of your headspace, your emotions, what kind of energy you're carrying around today. Just remembering that there's no right way to feel. And giving yourself permission to feel all that there is. And now, if you haven't bent your legs and do that, come into constructive rest pose. And then bring your index and middle fingers to the hip bone, so the bony bits that stick out. And then just feel that area. And it's like you slide your fingers towards your pubis. So it's just that bit by the bony bit, like inside. And then squeeze your belly. And then just see if anything happens. So these are the deepest abdominal muscles, and they will come in handy to stabilize through the pelvis and the lower back. So it doesn't have to be like major engagements, like if you imagine that a kitten were to jump on your belly, so that kind of engagement to help stabilize. And you can release your arms into any comfortable position or keep one on your belly and the other one on your heart space. And breathe deeply into your belly. So let go of any engagement, allow the belly to expand. And then slowly breathe out. Now into your belly and allow your ribs to widen. And let it go. Still adding on. Breathe into your belly, sides, and your upper chest. And like you're abseiling, let go in the chest, sides, abdomen. So take 5 deep rounds of breath using the deep yogic breathing, just focusing on expanding your lungs, reaching their full potential as you breathe in, and mindfully, slowly breathing out. This is called full diaphragmatic breathing as well, and that helps to release psoas. It's one of the hip flexors. So if they are tight, if you've been experiencing a lot of stress, frustration, then they might feel a bit tighter, and that will naturally prevent you from achieving a more expansive back bend. So this is a good place to start. Just bringing awareness to the psoas, so the biggest hip flexors, and releasing, beginning the process of release and opening with the breath. So take another deep breath in, hold it at the top, and out through the mouth, sending a wave of relaxation through the body. So then separate your feet mat distance apart and drop your legs to one side. So bringing the awareness to the lower back. Keep your legs heavy. Take a couple of deep breaths. And then transition your legs to the other side. Notice how this side is feeling. Then come back to the center. Draw both knees towards your chest and give them a hug. And bringing your focus to your abdomen, drawing the navel in so you can hug the knees closer towards your chest. And then gently rock from side to side. Maybe let go of the knees a little bit. You don't need to even hold them. Just using the strength of your muscles, bring the knees towards your chest and maybe even like draw circles with the knees. Because quite often when we come into back bends, then you feel them the most in the lumbar spine because that's the part that's got the most mobility. But then at the same time, it can take a bit of a beating. So let's just give it a nice massage for now. Not that we're gonna give it a beating later, but just to bring awareness and bring some pleasure and comfort. Okay, bring the feet back down. You can extend your legs. Just give them a little shake, and then lift your head and turn it to one side, and then bring it down. So then see how much you can relax, softening the shoulders, just noticing your current range of motion. And then lift your head back to the center and then turn your head the other way before you place it all the way down. Just a couple of mindful breaths. And then back to the center. Then draw your right knee towards your chest, give it a squeeze. You can keep the left leg extended or bent, and then we're going to hold the back of the right leg. So gluing it towards your ribs, hold it here for a moment, and then as you inhale, extend your right leg. You can point or flex the foot. Try to maintain the contact of the thigh and your belly. Just a couple of breaths here. And then exhale, bend the leg. So twice more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. And then one more. And then stay here. If you want to, you can send your legs up your calf towards your ankle. So it's easier with a strap, so just find a spot that feels manageable. And breathe. And then gently release the right leg. I'm going to switch sides. So left knee in to begin with. When you feel ready, switch to holding hamstrings and bring the thighs close to your torso as you can. So because it's more about, so we're working with opening the back leg, the back of the leg, but at the same time we need to feel the front body compression. So inhale, straighten the leg until you reach your limit. Then hold it here, breathe. Maybe roll your ankle. And with the next exhalation, bend the leg. So twice more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And then one more time, straighten. And then hold it. Adjust your hand position. Keep your breath steady and peaceful. Your shoulders are relaxed. And then let go of the left leg. So shake both legs out and then roll over to one side, keeping both legs bent. Placing the right hand on top of the left. So just stacking your arms together. You can drop the head if it feels okay. And then we're gonna
How
reach
are you
the
doing
arm.
this evening?
We're
Good?
gonna reach the arm up and over, opening through the chest and the thoracic spine, and then bring it all the way back. So a few more times. Keep going with your own breath. So opening as you inhale, tracking the hand with your gaze. Exhale, come back. And then one more time, back to the center. And then roll over to do the other side. I'll come to the other side of the mat so you can see me. And then inhale. The other arm goes over and then allow it to return. So notice how much you can open your chest, whether one side feels easier than the other. Just allowing those imbalances to be there and be okay with not being symmetrical. So then one more round, back to the center, and then bring yourself up into a
Motivated,
seated
inspired,
position.
wonderful speakers. Well, I bet you've not.
So QL stretch, so the quadratus lumborum, the biggest muscle in the lower back. Reach your left arm out, stabilize through the pelvis, and reach your right arm up and over. So press them through the hand. If you want to, you can explore some mindful movement, just focusing on the side of the body as well as the posterior chain of the muscles. Just trying to find some flexibility, some length. Just for another one or two breaths. And then when you're ready, come back to the center, pause for a moment, allow the body to settle, and then we go the other way. So external rotation in the shoulder, that will come in handy later on. Root down through the opposite hip, and then either stay still, or move mindfully, just connecting with the body. Breathe in and out, and then slowly come back to the center. So now we extend the arms out, strong reach, separate the shoulder blades, draw the navel in, and relax. Keep breathing for 3, for 2, and 1. And then begin to draw small circles. At the same time, reaching out through the fingertips. It's like you're trying to grab something that's just out of your reach. For another 3, 2, 1, and then reverse. Just feel gentle heat, the muscles fatiguing, saying shoulders saying hello. For another 3, 2, 1. Reach out and relax. Shake it out. Come over onto your hands and knees. So we'll move through the tiger pose into crunches, just to bring some mobility through the spine. So find a solid tabletop position. Extend your right leg and keep the foot flexed, or reach out through the ball of the foot, and then reach your left arm forward. So strong energy line. Hold it here. Inhale. And then exhale, elbow or knee together. Flex your spine. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. 2 more. And crunch. 1 more. And crunch. Hold it here. Squeeze. And release. So you can shake the right arm out. Shake your hips. Let's do the other side. So left leg out. Press down through the left hand. Reach your right arm out. Beautiful. Stabilize. Inhale. And then exhale, crunch. 4 times. Breathe in and out. Inhale and exhale. 2. Crunch. 1. Squeeze and hold. And release. So again, shake it out. You can shake your wrists out a little bit. Shake your shoulders. And back to all fours. So this time I want you to stick your tailbone out, so like you're trying to twerk. Let me go this way so I'm against the neutral background. So instead of tucking the tailbone under, you want to stick it out. So like make this space hollow. Make my way back there. So then extend your right leg, and then inhale, lift the leg as high as you can. So furthering the extension of the spine, dropping the chest, reach the right leg as high as you can. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 3 more times. Up and down. 2 and lower. 1, hold it. And then gentle pulses. For 3, 2, 1, reach up. Hold it. For 3, 2, 1. Back to the center. Push the mat away into cat. Tuck your tailbone under. And back to a neutral position. We're moving to the other side. So again, tilt your pelvis forward, extend your left leg, and then inhale, lift it up as high as you can. So feel the squeeze of the muscles in the lower back, your glutes lift higher, and then gently lower. So 4 more times, up and down. 3 and lower. 2 and down. 1 and hold it. Gentle pulses for 3. Squeeze your core. 2, 1. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Push into cat. And then slide into child's pose with your knees together if you can. Hands by your feet. When you squeeze your thighs, draw the navel in and you allow for more of a spinal flexion. So just to release the sacrum and the lower back. 2 more breaths. One more. And then come on up. So stay sitting on your heels if you can. And we're going to mobilize through the upper chest. So I want you to feel your shoulder blades as you round just through the upper back. And then kind of bring your ribs, the bottom of your ribs and your hip together. So rather than coming into a proper like fold, it's just like you try to stick the bottom of your shoulder blades out. So interlace your fingers the back of your head here. And then inhale, lift the center of the chest up, reaching the elbows wide. And then exhale, elbows together. And then gently down so you can feel at the bottom of your shoulder blades. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. 3 more. Up and down. 2 and close. 1, hold it here. Lift the center of the chest. Draw the navel in. And with the next exhalation, round your spine. Open the back of your heart. Hold it here. And then gently release. You can roll the shoulders. Move from side to side. Gentle twists. Sweeping your arms. And just noticing how things are. And then you're gonna reach the right arm up. So the palms is facing the left side of the body. And then you again stick the bottom of the right shoulder blade out. Reach your right arm diagonally. So inhale up. Exhale down. 3 and close. 2 and reach. 1, lower, and then come back to the center, to the other side. So left arm up, reach, and then exhale diagonally. Come into the mid flexion. Inhale center, exhale stick the left shoulder blade out. So 3, inhale 2, exhale, then 1, and back to the center. So last but not least, we move into the puppy pose. So first we'll do it as a dynamic posture. Then we can melt our hearts into the ground, surrendering and opening. So check that your hips are over
Third
the
Slumdog
knees,
Millionaire
more or
action so
less.
far.
And then reach your hands forward. Stay on the fingertips. So as we inhale, we'll aim to drop the chest and chin down. And then as you exhale, close that space between the bottom of your ribs and your hips. So inhale, drop, exhale, close. So it's sticking the space between the shoulder blades out. So 3 more times. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. And one more time, and stay here on the fingertips. You can place the hands down or your fists, whatever works better. Externally rotating the shoulders. 5 deep rounds of breath. Surrender to the experience with all the challenges and beautiful moments, the neutral moments as well. And then when you're ready, gently bring yourself back onto your forearms. And one more time, slide into child's pose. Taking a deep breath in, allowing your ribs to spread over your thighs. And then inhale, lift up. And exhale, make your way into downward facing dog. So pedal your feet if you like. Just find any kind of movement to help you connect with the body. Maybe spin from side to side. That will also help to open through the shoulders. And then settle in stillness. Keep elongating through the spine, spreading across your shoulder blades. Navel is in and your gaze is between your knees or towards the navel. 3, 2, 1. And then inhale, lift your right leg up, three-legged dog, and then hold. So reach the foot as high as you can. Maintain the external rotation in the shoulders. For 3. Keep breathing. 2, 1. And then as you exhale, keep the right leg lifted, but drop down to your left knee. So all the way down. Yes, that's it. Just be careful, especially if you've got a hard surface there. And then inhale, we push back into three-legged dog. I'm going to do it twice more.
Far. So
So
here
as
I
you
bring the right
exhale,
hand
slowly lower the left knee down, right leg is lifted. And then inhale, three-legged. One more time, you can do it. Shift forward, transferring the weight onto your hands. Lower the left knee, bring the right knee down. Come sit on your heels. Shake the arms out. Roll the shoulders out. That was a tough one, wasn't it? I didn't even see it coming. Now we've got to do the other side. We can't. I know I said
in the
let go of
middle of
the need for
mid-breath.
symmetry, but we can't just leave it like that. So make your way to downward facing dog.
Um, um,
And then get ready. Work down through the right foot. Inhale the left leg up. So notice how this side is feeling. Lift the left leg a little bit higher. Draw the navel in. Your neck is relaxed. For 3, 2, 1. And then as you exhale, shift forward. Bend the right leg. Drop the right knee down, keeping the left leg lifted. That's it. And then inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, lower. Perfect. That's it. Control. And back to three-legged. And do it one more time. So slowly shift and lower. And then bring the left knee down. Again, release. Shake it all out. Maybe twist from side to side, just allowing the arms to be relaxed. So then step your right foot forward. So moving into low lunge. Nothing majorly exciting, but we all need hip openers. Use extra padding if your left knee is complaining. And allow the arms to dangle, just maintain an openness through the chest and keep bringing your hips forward and down. So 3 breaths. Use your ujjayi to stay present. 2, 1. And then bring your fingertips down. Tuck your back toes. Lift the left heel. And you can drop the left heel all the way down. So you've got warrior 2 feet alignment. And then bring the fingers behind you. So interlacing your hands. Yeah. And then straighten the arms, moving into humble warrior. So bringing the right shoulder towards the right knee. Neck is relaxed. Stay heavy and grounded in your legs, feeling the stability. Use your core and trust yourself. And then gently lift up halfway. Drop the left knee down and then switch sides. So low lunge, Anjaneyasana on the other side. Just checking with your hips and then pull them forward. Draw your belly button in to stabilize through the hips and then relax your arms down, pressing down through the right knee. So 3 breaths, make them count. Breathing into your ribs. 2, 1. Fingertips down, then lift the back knee and adjust your feet so the front heel meets the arch of the back foot or thereabouts. And then interlace the fingers the awkward way this time. And then again, we straighten the arms and bring the left shoulder close to the left knee. So this posture can support you building trust in yourself. Just believe that you're not going to let yourself fall. And then if you do, it's okay. You're going to pick yourself back up. Press down strongly through the legs and then inhale, lift up halfway. And then exhale into plank and chaturanga right away. Inhale into your back bend, shine your heart through. And exhale into downward facing dog. So then inhale, bring your right leg up. Exhale, bend and roll the hip open. Peeking from underneath the right armpit. And then inhale back to the center. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. And one more time, drop the left knee down.
So I came to you.
Inhale, reach your right arm up and over, opening through the shoulder. Bend your left leg and grab hold of the foot. So if you don't have a strap, it's okay. You're just going to work on the hamstring strength rather than stretching through the quads. If you can improvise, you're more than welcome to. And either stay here, dropping the hips down, or if you've got a comfortable grip, then you can spin your hand, the foot, and square your chest towards the front of the mat. So we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. 4. Get comfortable with whatever discomfort you're experiencing, be it physical, emotional, sometimes it's psychological. Just be here right now. 3, 2, and 1. Gently release And then this time, inhale, make your way into plank. Just hold it here for 3. Squeeze your legs together. Protract the shoulders. 2 and 1. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up, 3-legged. Exhale, open through the hip. Keep pushing strongly with your hands. Relax the foot, but lift the knee higher. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. So this time, right knee down. And then strongly
Was in
reaching out with
1995.
the left arm forward and up, gazing behind, and then seeing if the right foot is somewhere there for the quad stretch. And remembering that yoga begins now, not where we were yesterday or where we long to be. It's always a very useful reminder because for some reason my quads feel ridiculously tight today. So let's stay here for 5 breaths. Give yourself the gift of time to open, to heal, to move past any obstacles, i.e. quads tightness. So 4 breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Gently let go of the foot. Make your way into plank. Hold plank for 3, 2, 1. Drop down to dolphin plank, protracting the shoulders. For 3, draw your navel in. For 2, and 1. Drop your hips down. Sphinx pose. Push the back of your heart forward and up and roll the shoulders down. Legs are active. Bring the chin down and back to lengthen through the back of the neck. And feel the power of this posture. It can be both grounding and then slowly helping to open through the heart in a stable way as it stabilizes through the shoulders. And then slowly lower. So this time we bring the arms in front of us, palms face down. And then as you inhale, lift both arms and legs out for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, open your legs wider, reaching the arms out into a T shape. And then back to the center. Twice more. Extend to the side and the center. 1 more. Center and release. So make a pillow with your hands, resting for a moment. We've got 1 more round. Notice what's present or what's coming up, any incessant thoughts, inner resistance. And then interlace your fingers at your sacrum. You can keep the heels of the hands together apart. Just see how your shoulders respond to that. And then inhale, lift, reaching your arms back, reaching your feet back. Your shoulders roll back and down for 3, 2, and 1. Let go and rest in any comfortable position. 3 to 5 breaths. And give yourself permission to relax and to enjoy this pause in the practice. So we're always on the go. There's always something to do. So we need to learn or relearn how to enjoy a quiet moment where you can just have a breather. And then hands by your low ribs and make your way into cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog.
I have
Inhale, bringing the right leg up, three-legged dog, and then gentle pulses. For 3, 2, 1. Step your right foot between the hands. And then inhale, lift up into high lunge. So settle in this position, hands at your heart. Back leg is strong. And then inhale, reach your arms up. You can come into a gentle back bend. Pressing down through the feet. Mind your balance. And then lower the left hand down. Make your way into Ustrasana or the side plank. If you want to, you can drop the left knee down. Reach your right arm skyward or keep it on the hip. Hold it here for a moment. And then back to regular plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. And then exhale, down dog. So 3 breaths here, rest.
been in medical training for 10 years.
And when you're ready, inhale, left leg up, three-legged dog. And then gentle pulses. Keep the hips square. For 3, 2, 1. Reach a bit higher. And then step the left foot between the hands. Breathe in, rise up, maybe already sweeping your arms into a back bend. Get heavy in the hips. Gaze up for inspiration or forward for stability. Keep hooking the shoulder blades against the back of your ribs. And then exhale, lower the right hand down and transition into your version of side plank, feet stacked or staggered. Reach your left arm up and push the mat away. Find your ujjayi. Calm, steady breath. And then lower into plank. Exhale, chaturanga of your choice. Inhale, back bend. And then exhale, down dog. And then jump through and bring the legs in front of you. Into constructive rest pose. Just for a moment. And then place your feet parallel to each other. Heels fairly close to your bum. Move into bridge lift. So arms beside you, palms facing down. And then feel the movement of your pelvis. So you can either press it strongly down or lift it up, so tilt forward. So just do it a couple of times just to feel how much movement you've got available. And then we move into the bridge lifts. So inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale, lower. 4, up and down. Try to keep your knees more or less in the same spot instead of opening your knees out wide. 3, lift and lower. 2, release. 1, lift and hold. You can stay here or interlace your fingers. Bring the shoulders in and like you're trying to draw the chest towards your chin, chin, and hold it here. And then slowly release your arms to begin with, and then lower your hips. Rest here in a symmetrical pose. And then you can roll yourself up. So cross your legs, tuck your feet under, and then make your way into downward facing dog. Hold it here for a moment, and then drop down to your knees. So just as a warm up, we'll do camel lift. So lift into camel and fold into child's pose, reaching your arms back. So we'll do that a few times as we slowly progress into camel pose with the Ustrasana, our big pose of the day. So as you inhale, lift your hips, pushing the hips forward, but at the same time finding that elongation through the spine. So it's not about going low here, but finding the full expansion through the front of the body. So I'm trying to lift the center of the chest forward and up. Reach the arms back. And then as you exhale in a controlled movement, slowly lower as low as you can. So inhale, lift up. Reach back as much as it's comfortable. And then exhale slowly, using your core to stabilize the movement. Come down. So 3 and down. 2, lower. And then 1, release. So stay with your knees a bit wider this time, extending your arms forward. Take a few deep, expansive breaths into your ribs.
Years before I came, in my first
And then slowly bring yourself up. So we're going to start with the version with our feet tucked. So then lift your hips. And we aim to keep internal rotation in the thighs to broaden across the sacrum. So we don't have too much engagement in the glutes because that produces tension in the lower back. So it's a really hard cue to get, but it's just about that fine tuning as you're in the practice. So when you come into the postures, see if you can visualize that movement of your femur bones in the hip sockets inwards, as opposed to, trying to stick the knees out to come into a deeper back bend. Enough talk, let's practice. So your feet are tucked, bring the thumbs to the sacrum, and ever so slightly push your hips forward. And then release, just to feel how things are to begin with. If everything's okay, then you can begin to roll the shoulders back and down, lifting the center of the chest. And then you can drop the head all the way back if it feels good. It's not necessary. Just a couple of breaths, observe what's happening. And then slowly, first of all, slide your hips back, and then your head comes last. You can stay with your feet tucked or keep them flat. Just rest for a moment, keeping your drishti at the tip of your nose or closing the eyes. So each time we come into a back bend, it's important to stay in a neutral position so the spine can settle. All right, so we're going to do it one more time, and this time bring the hands. So we'll do an asymmetrical camel if it feels good in the lower back. If it doesn't, don't do it because no one wants to have lower back pain, right? So inhale, lift up, and then get ready to come into the position. And then you can lower your right hand to the heel and just stay here. Or if you want to, you can reach your left arm up and over. So notice how that is. And then bring the left hand down. your right hand to the hips, and let's go to the other side, or take a breath in between, or like coming out of the pose if you need to. Lower the right hand to the hip, left, slowly lower the hips. Stay here for a couple of breaths. So acknowledge whatever has surfaced up, however you're feeling. Just take stock, notice, assess the situation. So now you know how you're feeling, emotionally, because sometimes you can do things physically, but emotionally it's just a little bit too taxing. And then that might be a reason why you choose not to do something. So the other option is, so you can either do what we've just done, or now we're going to go to a deeper back bend with our feet pointing. For this posture, I want you to roll the shoulders in as you come into this back bend, because then that will create more cushioning for the neck, so it will feel more comfortable to drop the head all the way back. So we can start in the same position, so thumbs on the sacrum, to accentuate like the lift through the spine. So we're constantly lifting and want to create space between the vertebrae. Then roll the shoulders in, and then flip your hands so you can place the hands on your heels, but keep the internal rotation in the shoulders, internal rotation in the thighs. If it feels good, drop the head all the way back. So stay here for up to 5 breaths, feeling the expansion, your heart space in all directions, surrendering to the vulnerability of the posture, vulnerability of being human, really. Deep breaths into your chest. And then when you're ready to come out, hands to the hips go back, and then I lift my head, because otherwise it might be too strenuous. And just stay in this position, keeping the hands like cupped together in your lap, or in Ganesha Mudra, where you hold the opposite like fingers of the hands. Close your eyes for a moment, feeling the strength of your back and the openness, softness of your front. So we have an opportunity to try camel one more time if you feel like you've got it and you would like to, fine tune some elements. And also, if you want to, you can do the asymmetrical one from the position with your feet flat, just to see how it goes. And then if you feel comfortable, you don't need to do it, like step by step. Just move slowly and mindfully, because sometimes we bank too much on what we once we're able to do rather than working with right now. So you can slowly begin to lift, right hand down, lift your left arm over, or find the traditional camel. Make sure that you breathe steadily. So another 2 or 3 breaths. Feel the courage that you've got to open your heart. And then when you're ready, slowly come out, and you can stay sitting on your heels, come into child's pose. I often find it's a bit much for me, but if it works for you, then do that. 3 breaths before we move into the counter pose. Feel the movement of energy. And then gently come into a twist. So you can do a twist in child's pose, because I see that you're in child's pose, in which case it's like thread the needle in child's pose. Or if you're in this position, just a gentle twist. So we're not pushing, we're not striving. and then go the other way. Release, and then come into a seat with your legs extended. So shake your legs out, just open through the backs of the knees. Okay, so Paschimottanasana,
First year of medical school
counterpose
in
to
1984.
all the back bending that we've done today. So what's really important is that you enter the pelvic cavity and try to bring the torso to your thighs. So shimmy, so you've got a bit of an advantage without using your hands to expose the sit bones. And then you can, if you want to, if that helps you, to reach the arms up because then you already lengthen through the spine and then come into a fold. Otherwise, the way I like to do it is that I lean forward, tilt at the hips, so that reminds me of this contact with the front of the body. And then rest your hands wherever they can. We've been working on back bend, so this is our counter pose rather than this being a peak pose. So it might feel a little bit more uncomfortable or less accessible as you would like. But that's the deeper, more advanced lessons of yoga. If you can, without striving too much, you can grab your big toes, your outer feet, just coming into this place of surrender, drawing the navel in, relaxing your neck, your shoulders, your upper back. With each inhalation, lengthen through your spine, keep your legs active. And as you exhale, maybe you access a deeper variation. Three more breaths. And then slowly breathing in, begin to bring yourself into an upright position. Then lower onto your back. Make sure that you've got enough space behind you because we'll come into plow pose. So Sonia, you don't want to fall off the patio. You do that. And then slowly, first of all, keep your legs wide, reach your hands forward, and using your core to slow down the movement, lower your hips, and then the rest of the spine down. So you draw the knees up, or if you can do it, like legs extended, then lift the legs up, and then bring the legs over, using your core to stabilize, and keep the hands on the back of your hips, or interlace your fingers, walk the shoulders in, like in the bridge pose. So 5 to 10 breaths here. Make sure you don't turn your head from side to side. There's too much pressure on the neck. And then when you're ready, slowly bend your leg, draw your knees towards your chest, allowing the hips to slide through the hands. Rest in constructive rest pose. And we've got two options for a twist. So you can either do a simple reclining twist that we normally do, or I'm gonna do one with legs crossed. So like squeezing the thighs together, Shimmy the hips so crossing right leg over the left, shimmy the hips to the right, and then drop the legs to the left. Extend your right arm. Then slowly come back to the center. Keep your legs as they are, or even move the hips to the left, and then drop the legs as they are to the right. Just noticing the difference in the body. Come back to the center, and then we switch. So left leg over the right. First of all, hips to the left and legs to the right. And delicately come back to the center, hips to the right, and then legs to the left. Come up and cross your legs, and then lift yourself up. Unless you want to do a supine pigeon, I think that we did
I
a lot
witnessed
of
what
leg lifts, so it would be quite nice to release the hips. So come into a somewhat comfortable version of the pigeon. So propping the hips up if you need to, and stay upright or lower. 5 to 10 breaths. And then gently begin to come out to switch to the other side. You can do it through plank or down dog, whatever feels better. And then we'll go to the other side, making sure that the knee is okay. Otherwise, bringing your awareness to any spaces in the body that may well be screaming at you right now. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you can say it's okay. It's all right. Take another 2 or 3 breaths. And then slowly lift up. Slide your bum cheek down so you can sweep the other leg over, coming into a comfortable seat. So before we move into Shavasana, we'll do alternate nostril breathing just to balance the energies that we have moved today. So find a mudra that works for you. And we're gonna close up the left nostril. Breathe out through the right. Close your eyes. Close the right one. Breathe out through the left. Keep the back of the left hand on the knee. And keeping your palm open. Inhale left. Exhale right. In right, exhale left, in left, out right, and continue on your own. Next time you exhale through the left nostril, bring the back of the right hand to the knee. Bring your awareness to your fingertips, to the fingertips of the left hand, to your left palm, and bring your awareness to your right fingertips and your right palm. And then bring the hands together in Anjali Mudra, and then vigorously rub them, creating a heat. And bring your hands a couple of inches away from your body, so your belly or your solar plexus and your heart, and feel the transference of the healing energy that you're giving yourself. Take another really deep breath in, and as you exhale, release your hands, and then slowly come into Shavasana, making yourself comfortable, taking a 3 deep breaths in and out to close the practice, to release your effort, any analysis, even reflection. Just give yourself permission to rest and enjoy just being. Take a deep and more conscious breath in and sigh out. Begin to wiggle your toes, move your fingers, your hands, draw your knees towards your chest, and gently rock from side to side. Then turn over to one side. And then come on up into a comfortable seat. And feel free to
The
unmute
worst
yourself.
industrial disaster, Bhopal gets.
And we can finish the practice together. So bring the hands together at your heart. And then gently bow your head, surrendering your mind to your heart. And feel all that openness and expansion, perhaps tenderness. And then lift your head up. Close the practice. One round of arms. So deep inhale. With the next exhalation, gently open your eyes. Thank you very much for your practice with me today. Namaste.
Namaste.
How are you feeling?
Loose?
Different.
Good. Loose is good, and I like that vibe, Sonia. Feels too, Sandra. Love it.